Hello friends, this is Carrie and welcome back to I Like Reddit channel. I hope you all are staying safe and healthy. Friends, today we have two stories out of the entitled parent subreddit. The first story is a bit long, but it's a juicy one, along with the second one. I hope you enjoy. Let's begin. Our first story is posted by Dark909911. A short time does not mean you can go on a cruise. It was about 10 years ago when I was married to my second and last wife, now ex-wife. I am a chef and she worked retail. We weren't rich, but we were doing well for ourselves. We each had our own cars and shared all of our money equally because it didn't matter who made more than the other because we were married and everything was equal. She wanted to take some classes instead of working her retail job, and she would babysit for extra income, and I was all for it. If it made her happy, go for it. After she got settled into her classes, we put ads out for her babysitting side job. I know what she was offering for her price. She was asking for much lower than Daycare's by a lot, but she wasn't in it for the money. She just loves kids. She took on 3 kids, 4-year-old male, 8-year-old female, and another 5-year-old female, if I remember correct. All the kids were good, and we had a large fenced-in backyard where they could play. We had lots of toys. We also provided snacks. Most of the parents were friendly and came in to pick up or drop off their kids. One mother, though, would come in and just say, "See you later," to her little girl, the 5-year-old, and walk away. No kiss, no I love you, nothing. My ex took the kids from 2:30 when the younger kids would get out of their respective schools, kindergarten or preschool, not sure what it was called. Then from 3 p.m. on, the older girl. Things seemed to be going well, and my ex was happy. Then one Monday morning, not afternoon like the schedule said, the entitled mother drops off her daughter. My ex was in class, and so she was lucky it was my day off. I said I would watch her until my ex was done and then she would take over. She just shrugged like it was nothing and set a duffel bag inside the door. I had never been part of this except to talk to the kids and entertain them now and then, so I didn't know the drop-off or pick-up procedure. Then, like always, the mother just turned and walked away. When my ex got out of her classes and saw the girl, she asked her where her mom or dad was. She said, "Mommy is going away for a few days. She said I could stay here with you." Immediately, my ex started calling the girl's mother only for it to go straight to voicemail. She had a listing for another number that was listed dad, and that went straight to voicemail as well. So my ex watched all 3 kids like usual, and the parents of the 2 other kids came on time and left. The little girl was usually picked up at 6:30, but not that day. That time came and went, then 8:30. Then it was close to 10 p.m. The entire time, my ex was calling these numbers with the same results. Nothing but voicemail. By this time, the little girl had fallen asleep and we put her in the spare room. My ex called the police to let them know what was going on, but said we would keep her with us for now until we reached the mother. After many tries to both numbers, but with no better results, I went onto Facebook and found the woman's profile. I was going to look for family members or contact that we could call. As soon as the home page came up, my jaw hit the floor. There was a picture of them on a cruise ship deck as it was leaving port. I called my ex in to see, and she was as flabbergasted as I was. Going through her friends list, I saw her mother. I contacted her to let her know what was going on, and someone had to come and pick the little girl up, because we didn't sign up for this. Her mother told us that she would be there as soon as she could. After close to 2 hours, the grandmother showed up to collect the little girl, but she wasn't alone. She brought the little girl's father. By the way the little girl squealed out, "Daddy!" then ran and hugged him, I knew it had been a while since they saw each other. We invited them in for coffee, and the grandmother told us a story. From what she told us, her daughter had taken her granddaughter and ran off with some rich guy and didn't tell anyone where she was. The guy on the cruise with her was a man that she was cheating with and not her husband. The father called the police from our place and had them come there for proof of abandonment by the mother. I showed the officers the Facebook photo dated just the night before. He got the father and the grandmother to come with him to the police station to fill out the paperwork, but took our statements at the house. We signed them and they were gone. We didn't hear from the mother for the next 3 weeks, and thought it was odd that she wouldn't even call us to go nuclear on us. Then a couple of days later, we had an exciting banging on our door. When I opened it, I saw the father just beaming with joy holding his daughter's hand. I invited them in, and he filled us in with the juicy details. She made big money, and he was a stay-at-home dad. In the last year, she had been distancing herself from him. and when he confronted her, she said that he was delusional. Later, he said he drove to the store to pick up some odds and ends, but when he returned, his daughter and wife were gone. All that was left was a note saying goodbye and that he would never see either of them again, and the police seemed useless. She started an affair while they were still together. Around the same time, he started acting differently, but he didn't clue in. After she ran off, he took the note to her mother, who did everything she could to help, but her daughter was ignoring her too. She even hired someone to find her. It was just by chance that we found them, and they couldn't believe their luck. The father said the mother got some major and some minor charges. 1. Child abduction. 2. Child endangerment. 3. Child abandonment. 4. Possession of a controlled substance. 5. Resisting arrest. 6. Vehicle theft. I guess she rented a car at one airport and never left the keys with, nor anyone where she had parked it because she wasn't answering her calls or texts. The reason for this? They left their phones at home so that they wouldn't get bothered on their trip. I don't remember all the charges. I may have gotten one or more of those wrong. But the father said how he now has 100% custody of his daughter. The mother got in the area of 16 years in total. She was also on order by the court to have zero contact indefinitely or until she finishes her jail time and extensive therapy. The father was also awarded the house and all the assets because he didn't have an income or a way to support his daughter. The company the mother worked for also cashed out all of her stocks or whatever they were and gave the money to the father and daughter as well. Even though they were not responsible for that, they're just helping. The other man that she went on the cruise with owned a smallish company with his wife, and when it all came out, she started divorce proceedings, and since the company was started by her family and he didn't buy into it, it all went back to her. She was also taking him to court for more things too. In the end, he had nothing and she had it all. He wasn't charged with any wrongdoing because he wasn't there to drop off the little girl. My ex was sad to be losing such a sweet little girl, but they stayed in contact, and as far as I know, they're still in contact. The dad got a job with a kitchen I worked in as a server. I didn't get him the job, he did that himself, but I did put in a good word with my boss. I'm long gone from that place, but I hear now that he's the co-owner and still goes every day and serves tables. All the tips he would normally make, he gives those to the bus boys and girls because they are part-time high school kids who wouldn't even get tips. I hope her cruise was worth it. If you're enjoying the content so far, please put a heart emoji in the comments section down below. Our second and final story is posted by Taryn Neal, entitled Mom Thinks My Baby's Birthday is Her Day. Okay, so first off, I'm writing this on my phone, so formatting is off. I apologize. Second, the entitled parent in the story is my mom. Okay. So here we go. Back in April of this year, my wife had our baby. During that time, COVID was still rampant and restrictions were still strict. The hospital rules were that my wife was allowed to have 2 people on file that could come and visit, but only one of them could be there at the hospital at a time. Being her husband and the father of her child, she obviously chose me as her first support person, and then she chose my mother as her second. My wife was high risk, so she had to have a planned C-section. Prior to the operation, I texted my mom, getting ready to go back into the operating room, say a quick prayer. Then I went back with my wife. She ended up losing a lot of blood during the surgery, so her recovery took a really long time. Several hours before, even I wasn't allowed to see her. During my wife's recovery, I was in the nursery with the baby, making sure everything was okay with him. About an hour into my wife's recovery, a nurse came in and said, "Hey, there's someone on the phone asking for you. Can I transfer them over?" I say, "Sure." And the phone in the nursery rings, so I answer. Me. "Hello?" EM. "How dare you not answer your phone? I've been texting and calling all day." Me. "What do you mean? I don't even have my phone. My wife is still in recovery." EM. "You are a liar. You texted me earlier. That you were going back into the surgery room." Me. "Yeah, I did, but I left my phone in the hospital room so I could be emotionally supportive to my wife and not be on my phone during the birth of my child." EM. "What? You mean you didn't even take video of the surgery? I told everyone I would have videos to post." Me. No. I didn't, and even if I did, it wouldn't be on Facebook." EM. I can't believe you. Don't talk to me that way. I can't believe that you would do this to me on my day. I got tired of her and I hung up the phone mid-conversation. I just didn't talk to her for a while and finally time to get my phone back. I take some pictures of the baby and send them to my mom, hoping she was just being emotional earlier, and gave her a call. EM crying. Why would you do this to me? Me. Do what to you? EM. Push me away like this. It's been hours and I haven't been able to see the baby. Me. Huh? My wife is still in recovery. You're lucky I'm able to send you pictures. EM. I don't care if she's still in recovery. I should be allowed to see him. This is my day and you're ruining it. Me. Mom, listen. I love you, but you are not doing this to me today. I'll talk to you later. And I hung up. Later that day, after my wife was back in the normal room, out of recovery, she had been checked on multiple times and was able to get up and walk a bit. We let my mom come and see the baby. Remember, while she's in there, I have to leave the room due to the COVID policy. The whole time she was in the room with the baby and my wife, she was complaining about how we pushed her out and left her in the dark and that we ruined her day. And she kept me away from my baby by not leaving for more than an hour. I know my story isn't as radical as some of the other stories, but it's still entitled and narcissistic, and trust me, I have plenty more stories of my own mom being an EM. I might just share them soon. TLDR. My mom thinks the day of my son's birth is her day. Edit, for everyone saying that I should have protected my wife and not let my mom come in, I agree, and in hindsight, I was wrong. I have grown up with her narcissism my whole life, and it has become normalized to me. My mom calling and texting the whole day asking when she could come. Constantly, my wife knew what was going on. We both thought it was weird and annoying, and we tried to appease her in hopes of keeping the peace, in hopes of her being decent. I was wrong, and I should have put my foot down. And for that, I've apologized to my wife multiple times. That's all the stories I have for today. Links to the original Reddit post will be in the description box below. Please stop on by Reddit to show the OP some love and an upvote. If you enjoy my videos, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notification to let you know when I upload new videos. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.